Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today I will be showing you how to make a very nice paper squishy, and this is one of my favorites. And yeah, so what you want to do first is that you want to fold a paper like this, and you want to make sure that it is in a book style. Once you've done that, you want to start sketching out your squishy. You could either go on the corner or you could go right there. And yeah, so let's get on to it. So what you guys want to do is that you guys either want to make it from the corner or from this whole space. It doesn't really matter as long as it just doesn't have a very spaced gap like this, because you don't want it to be on one piece of paper. You want two sides so we can have it like this, and we'll be able to put the cotton or whatever you're going to put inside your squishy. So once you're done making the shape, it doesn't have to be exact shape as I'm doing, because I'm just doing one of my regular squares like this. And yeah, so once you're done doing that, now you're gonna plan out the face. So once you plan out the face, you're gonna draw the face, which I think I'm going for a very happy face. So I'm gonna draw a happy face. And I'm watching It's Funny right now. Go subscribe to her, please. Would do a big favor for them and me. I like to draw a bush like this because it is very cute to me. So now that we've gotten this in the face, and it doesn't have to be exact same like me. Excuse me. And once you've done the face, now you're gonna grab a pen, which is gonna be the outline for this. So what I really request from you guys is that you lightly erase it, so you don't forget the lines. Lightly erase it like this so you can at least see some of the pencil line. And then after that, you're gonna start outlining everything that you did with a pencil on a pen. So exactly like this. It's fine if you make a mistake. This is obviously probably your first time or whatever. And if you don't know how to make straight lines, then just use a ruler. I have a very small ruler, which is fine. And this is how small my little ruler is. It's literally that small because I don't have an original ruler, but it is all right. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get a straight line. Then I'm gonna mark it thicker. Turn your paper over, mark it again. And then once you're done doing that, maybe you want to start erasing the excess of everything. But I suggest you not do that, but if you want to do it, then that's fine. It will just make some gray marks like this. So you don't want to do that, but I'm going to continue doing that anyway. Now that you're done doing that, let's go ahead and start to start seeing what else we can do. So we're gonna need, so I'm so sorry that I did not acknowledge this at the first part of the video. So you're gonna obviously need a pencil, a pen, a ruler, tape, coloring pencils or markers, or just anything that you can color with. And then you're gonna need, and then that's pretty much it. And obviously you're gonna need some pieces of paper, and you're also gonna need any cotton or toys or anything that you're gonna put into your squishy. And it just depends on what kind of squishy you want, like what kind of texture or whatever. And a tip, if you put a lot of tape on it, then it will kind of harden. Like this one, it's kind of hard to squish it, but that's fine. I can still squish it. And if you play with your squishies, like if it has tape all over it, like this one, if you play with it for a long time, it will get used to your hands and it will get very soft, and a very soft texture like mine did. Sorry. So that's how you do it. So I'm gonna go get my supplies, and yeah. Now that I've got my stuff, and you guys can use whatever tape you guys want. It does not matter. It could either be magic, scotch tape, which I use the transparent, kind of transparent at least. And I could either use a different tape that I have. I forgot what it's called, but I do have a very different kind of tapes. And I forgot that you guys also need scissors, and if I did say that, please correct me in the comments. And yeah, so you don't want to cut before you do the tape. You want to do the tape first and then cut, so you could get the exact shape. So what you want to do first is that you want to get your tape and make sure you get the exact size, and then you're gonna pull it. Oh shoot. Make sure it does not get on my paper like me. And if it does, then just pull it very easily. Like that, so it does not rip your creation. So you're just going to keep doing that process until you feel very comfortable with it. It's fine, I can cut that off. And if this happens, it's fine. You can just immediately cut off like that and stuff. So I'll see you guys when I get this done. Once that you're done with that, next is that you're going to make sure that there's a little pocket like this. Like this. And you want to make sure that the sides are perfect. Well, not perfectly, but like really taped. That is very structured and secure. And it's depending on how small it is, all four of your fingers can fit into it. And I like to play around with this a little bit. And you could also use whatever cotton you want, either cotton balls, because you can rip them up and they can get really fluffy. So that's what I did with this one. It's kind of hard, but also it's very satisfying. And I also used kids cotton on one of my first sewing kits, and this one is very soft. So I can recommend you guys using cotton balls or a kids cotton, either from a sewing kit or just cotton, and or either soft toys or whatever that is soft. Either if you want a soft squishy, use either cotton or whatever you want in your squishy that is soft. But if you want a hard squishy, then maybe tape it along a lot. And also put hard stuff in there if you want it to be kind of like Esther's toy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my stuffing. And I think that I want for this squishy is that I want cotton like this one. And I just realized that I forgot to color it, but it's fine. It can be a white squishy. And yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that once you guys start doing the sketch, obviously keep doing this face. Once after you've done the face, you want to color it and then start outlining, or maybe do it the opposite way, where it is you outline and then you color. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you color it, that's fine. Just don't color it with tape on it. It will get a very bad quality and it'll get very messy. So yeah, that's what I just realized right now. But it's fine, this can just be a white squishy, and yeah. So let me go get the cotton stuffing, and then we will be almost done. So what I have here, guys, is that I have some cotton here, and it is kids cotton, like I did with this paper squishy, and it is very soft, and I like it very much. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna open up the pocket as wide as possible, as long as your palm fits in it, or however. And it doesn't have to fit. It just depends on how small your squishy is. And you're just gonna get either a small or a big chunk, depending on how small you made your squishy and how wide and big. So you're just gonna stuff it in like you're gonna stuff it in a squishy. And if it's stuffed like this, you could either put a tiny bit of cotton stuffing, or you can just leave it. So yeah, and once you've done that, you want to make sure that it is stuffed in there really good. And if you want it to close really easily and nice, you're gonna stuff it in all the way to the bottom, or as down as much. And then what you're gonna do is that you're gonna hold it down with one hand, and you're gonna get the Scotch tape. You could either have a parent help you or whatever. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a Scotch tape, or a piece of tape, hold it with one hand, hold it down like this, or either put the tape on first, close it, and then wrap it. And you could either put layers on it if you want it secured. You see this though? You see a hole? Just cure it like you would with a patient. Just cure it like you would with a patient. There's a hole right there. So we're just gonna do it from the back. I think it's on both sides, so I'm just gonna do this. Close it up like that. And then there you go. It is all finished. And you could add either minor details, which on making a bag, and that is next. So here is my squishy, which is very cute, very soft. And it does matter on how soft it is contained to which different cotton or whatever different stuff you do use. And yeah, so let's go move on to the blind bags. Alright, now we are gonna make the blind bag, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna do the same process as we would do with a squishy, except just putting no cotton inside it. And yeah, and with no pockets, so it's clearly just a bag with details on it, and obviously with the squishies and all of the details an actual toy would have. So let's get on to it. So what you guys want to do first is that you guys want to fold it into a style like this. Like that, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect. It's all right if it's not perfect, because you know it's maybe your first time, so that's why. So now we're gonna measure the squishy on whatever side, but I use the one where the crease is at the bottom of our paper, and I usually do it on a corner, but you could do it wherever, like you would do with a real squishy. And then I would mark it, but if you don't want to mark it, that's fine. It's optional. But if for people who do want to mark it, just do it very lightly. We don't have to see it. Now that you've measured your squishy or whatever, now that you've seen how big, wide, and tiny it is, now we are gonna see how big we want this squishy blind bag to be. So if you want your paper squishy to fit really good, I don't know how big you made your squishy, but if you made your squishy as big as mine, like about that size, then we're gonna make it as long as at least that, I would say. So I would do it on regular paper. So I'm just gonna look at my reference of how big it is. So if you made your paper squishy as small as mine, your sketch right now should be as big as that, like a door. And yeah. So now what you guys want to do is that you want to put your squishy either in the middle or either in the corner. And now you want to draw a square around it, and you can make it however big, just depends on, you can make it however wide or tall, and it just depends on how big your squishy is. Make sure you also leave some space for some other details. Now that you have a square, now we will draw the details on it, and I will see you guys once I get that done. Once you've made your design, now you want to color it, And then after that, you want to tape it exactly like a real squishy, but also leave a pocket open so you can put the squishy and the rest of the details like a checklist or whatever kind of like any kind of squishy you got, or a legendary or a common or a rare. You could use whatever markers you want. I usually use either my Poscas or my Sharpie Creative markers, and they have two sides, and they have like either pastel colors, and as you can clearly see, I've already used it, already contaminated it, but that's fine because they still work very good. And they're kind of one of my favorite markers because Poscas, when you layer them, they actually crack, and I don't have any polish or anything to actually seal them. And these are different markers since they're Sharpies. So whenever you layer them, it just gives you a darker and darker color. Oh, and also make sure you outline it. Next, once you have colored everything, now you're gonna cut it out like this. Very smooth sailing. And throw the trash away. Once you have everything, now you are gonna tape it. You could have taped it before you cut it out, but I like to cut it out and then tape it because for me it's just easier since I already have done some blind bags and some stuff off camera. If you accidentally tape the top, then that's fine. You can just not tape the bottom and you'll be fine. And also, if you have excess tape, once you've taped everything, if you have excess tape, you can just immediately cut it off. Now that I've taped everything, I accidentally taped this, but it is fine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in my squishy and stuff. So let's package it up. So I chose chips because I wanted to, but I forgot that this was kind of big, and I was at the measure of a different one, so now I have to cut that piece of tape and see if it works. Clearly it is too thick, so I'm gonna have to cut it. now that the chips are even, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the details in, and I'll show you guys the results. So here is the ending results. I will do a YouTube short on opening up this. And yeah, so this is clearly the spoilers of what is clearly inside this. Please do not tell anyone out there that does not know what is exactly inside this bag, because I want to do a surprise for them, so please do not spoil them. And also, I really want to shout out to all of my subscribers for helping me out. And yeah, I'm just really glad that I'm able to do stuff now, and I've always wanted 107 subscribers. And yeah, so here's the finishing result, and I'll see you guys in the next video and next week, I think. Buy my cookies and like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also hit that bell for more notifications on videos like this. Buy my cookies, be safe.